Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey,
Well, uh, good day. Good day all around, right? So, the very first thing I want to say is only three times has a team w- scored 30 points and won eight straight games in NFL history in offense. It was done in 2007 by Brady and the Patriots. It was done in 2010 by Brady and the Patriots, and it was done today by Brady and the Bucs. So anyone who thinks that Tom Brady is not an offensive player as well, yeah, I want you to really think about that. Okay. When I saw that stat, I was just amazed, and it was just the fact that anybody can say that he is not an offensive juggernaut. Like, it's just idiotic, beyond idiotic. Um, did you see that stat, Jack? On the Did you watch the Bucks game today
yeah, I watched most of it.
until the end?
That's an interesting stat. Yeah.
um, all right, so let's go back in time. Let's start in the morning game. Well, morning game for me. So regarding the Pats Jets game. Okay, so yeah, we won convincingly in the end, but I'm not too thrilled about the passing game today. It was a bit anemic, but the defense, as always, looks great. Um, Harris looked good. He ran pretty hard. Um, it's the Jets. You guys know what Belichick does to rookie quarterbacks, and Zach Wilson was completely screwed. He had no shot. He had no chance out there tonight or today. Um, wow. I mean, I just at one point I felt bad for him. I was like, this is just get him out of here. Just get him out of here. Like, put somebody else in. You're gonna ruin this kid because you're not getting anywhere. All right.
He's yeah. I don't know. They're just. It seems like all the rookie quarterbacks except Mac are looking terrible.
He
And
just
and
he
as far
Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead.
as far as Zach Wilson, I don't know. And I just feel like I know you said the passing game was a little bit to be desired, but for me, and I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, Mac just dinks and dunks, and he doesn't. They don't let them throw the big passes, and they don't open up the playbook." But for me, I would much rather Mac complete these short passes than have them do what the Jets have Zach Wilson doing, throwing it 50 yards down the field and picking it off 5 times in two
Oh,
weeks.
sure.
And
Yeah,
the same thing,
I
and the
agree.
same thing for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, look at what these rookies are doing. They're forcing these rookies to throw the ball 80 times, and it's not working in their favor. So I much rather the approach that they're taking. It did not help that the offensive line was terrible today,
Yep.
and and Trent Brown was missed in a very obvious way because anybody they put in there, whether it was Heron or Kajust or the other guy, just wasn't up to snuff. So I think that was pretty evident the way he had to let the ball go a few times, and he took a couple of sacks, and it was a little bit disjointed. But I still think
Yep.
that I would much rather have that than what I've seen lately in other rookies games.
Oh, absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, the I don't know if anyone's saying that. Are they saying about the dinking and dunking or whatever? I don't even care
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
there
Oh
are people saying, "Oh, he just dinks and dunks."
no, I just from when I said what I mean is I just wanted to. out of greed, I just wanted to see him sling it,
I get
on
it.
the
I get
Jets.
it.
But that's just for fun as far as enjoyment. But it doesn't matter, dude. We won 25-6. I don't care if it's the Jets. Again, I said it last week. A division game is weird, and this one was even weird. Let's not get it twisted. Okay, Zach Wilson threw 4 interceptions. When
And
you
it could have been
when you
5.
yeah, when you have that kind of turnover, all right, for your team, it should be probably even a bigger blowout than it was. So
Yeah.
it was. What I mean is that it was still a weird game. You look at the scoreboard, it looks like an annihilation, but it wasn't. It was kind of like a strange. It's a divisional game. That's just what you expect.
It just
Um,
happens like that. Yeah.
but the double pass, I love that we still do that. It makes me feel good. I get like a high from it every time we do the double pass, because how many times have we done the double pass and it was some amazing historic play? I mean, at least 3 times in our history. I know in 2003 we did it, and 2014, of course, against the Ravens and stuff. So when I see the double pass, I just love it, and I know it wasn't that big of a play, but it, as far as like distance, but it was fine. Uh, Seeing James White score is good. I want to get him going
Oh
because
yeah.
he's always money.
And, yeah. And last season wasn't. A lot of people were thinking last season wasn't particularly great for James White, but well, last year wasn't particularly great for James White. If you remember, he lost his father last year,
Yep.
and just a lot was going on in his life. So, I'm glad to see him back and making plays because he was money today.
Let me ask you this, Shaq. Was last year particularly good for anyone on New England?
No, no, it wasn't.
So that's
But
like,
for him especially.
yeah, for him especially. But yeah, it was just again. Um,
You know
I'm
what I
happy.
really hate though, or
Yep.
or
What?
actually, what I'm not surprised about is the Jets celebrating a tackle for a loss down by 16 with 2 minutes left. I mean, isn't
Yeah.
that
What?
so
What the
Jets?
hell? What the hell was that? And I just stepped out for soda. Come back, I see that Nightwalker is talking about that in a Legion chat. I'm like, what? And then they showing it. I was like, oh my god, just so that's so Jets. New coach. It doesn't matter. They
Same.
got a new GM,
Yep.
didn't they? It doesn't matter. It makes no difference. Makes no damn difference.
I don't know what it
Um,
is. Maybe it's the water in New Jersey or something.
I don't know. Maybe it's, as a Jets fan, you've got to take those little victories. Maybe that's the way it is. I'm
Yeah,
not even
probably.
kidding. Like you've got to take those small victories, and otherwise you're going to be so drunk. You know. Speaking of drinking, we have a super chat from Addie, and guess what happened? He said $2, $2 from Addie Visorno. He says, "Got to pour one out for everyone getting hurt." Yeah, and I don't know
Yeah,
if it's lack of conditioning, or I don't know what's going on,
it's a
but
lot of injuries going on. Yeah,
that it's weird. It makes you wonder, like,
I mean, with less preseason and the way they
yeah,
do practices, the way
there's no
the
there.
practices are less, it's just.
Are they really conditioned? That's what I want to know. And um, but the Browns did
And
get
this
a
is
victory
only
today.
week 2. This is only week
So
2, and this is going to be what 17-week
17
season,
games.
17-game
Stupid.
season. So yeah,
Listen, guys, how many years have we listened to? Okay, for like what, like 6 or 7 years, we've had to watch bad defense because they said it's for the player's safety. And what happens? They add another game. Please explain that to me. And they add another seed in the playoffs. But I thought it was about player safety. I'm 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 really confused now, you know? So
as as Vince McMahon would say, it's all about the money.
that's right. Congrats, by the way, Addie. Um, Also, Addie, I need your address again. I switched computers and my emails didn't transfer over. See it twice sends a $5 super chat. He says Wilson's friends would like to say hi, and he puts a bunch of little ghosts, 4 ghosts to be exact. That's good. I like that. That's good. And of course, for those who don't know what that is, it's referring to 2019 when Sam Darnold was caught on a hot mic on Monday Night Football, saying, "I'm seeing ghosts out there," referring to our defense. And
And it's funny because Kyle Van Noy tweeted
he's back.
ghosts again.
Oh, he did today?
Yeah, he
Oh,
tweeted out ghosts
damn.
again.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Man, that's good having him back. Like, I love that attitude.
But please don't call the defense the boogeyman again. I hated that. So
yeah,
please
that
don't
was
do
weird.
that again.
That was weird. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for those super chats. So overall, I'm happy. We're 1-1. And as you guys saw today, what happened to the Dolphins? They got completely annihilated by the Bills, and what this means towards the Patriots, absolutely nothing. And that's the point. We lost to the Dolphins. They turn around and get annihilated by the Bills. We beat the Jets. Watch, the Jets will go and beat the Bills probably 1 out of 2 games.
Didn't Tua get hurt also? Or
yeah,
did
he
I
did.
hear that wrong?
Yep. Yeah, he did. But what do you expect from a running quarterback? That's what's going to happen. John Thomas Chavez sends a $5 super chat. He says, "You see the Bucs announcer talk about Arians, implying that Tampa Bay struggles last year was because Tom hadn't bought into Bruce's liable system." Yes, I did pick up on that. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I'll get right back to that. But yeah, that's the thing about these division games is it's about matchups. I always say this. There's a few sports where matchups matter, and your record or how good you are historically doesn't really apply.
No.
It applies sometimes, but you can't rely on it. Like we have a 10-game winning streak against the Jets right now, but that does not mean that they can't win
11,
the next one.
Actually. 11.
Well, yeah, it was 10 during the game, and now it's 11. But it doesn't mean that they can't win the next one. We can't play them and think, "Oh, we got this," because we won 11 straight times. It doesn't work like that.
Right. Remember when we had that streak against the Bills? What was it, 29-30 in a row?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah.
And then things happened that got popped open. So there's so many things that can happen.
But overall, a good win, and you see how happy Mac was in his post press.
Yeah, I swear we're twins because that's just what I was about to say. It's like
yeah, we do that a lot.
I know that Mac didn't have like the greatest and stuff. We didn't have a touchdown or anything, but I think this is so big. The main reason why I'm so happy about this win is that this puts a win under his belt, and so knowing that he has that type of confidence that he can be able to go out there and put string wins together, and it, I'm not expecting 50 points a game, and really this is
no.
And I'm not saying that this is the way. Please don't think I'm comparing it to Brady or anything, but this is exactly what. Remember Charlie Weiss and the way they were running that offense, and
yep.
Just a lot of running and a lot of short passes and things like this is pretty much exactly the way they were running it. And in 2003, they were winning games very closely. So again, I'm not comparing. I'm not saying that they're going to be the same. It's going to have the same result, but there are some similarities and there are parallel examples. So I think with a win under his belt, he's able to have confidence. And then next week is home against the Saints. Everybody was thinking, it was going to be an automatic loss last week. Now what happened to the Saints? Carolina beats them. So the NFL is so cyclical. You can't predict from one week to the next.
And that, my friends, is why winning 7 Super Bowls is better than winning 7 championships in any other sport because of that reason. In other sports, you can dominate and pretty much the matchup doesn't make much of a difference, in other team sports usually. So, uh, but yeah, what was I going to add? Oh, yeah. So, um, that is absolutely what I'm expecting this year is the 2001 mentality, and that's
Yeah.
what So
Run the
do
ball, stop the run,
I
stop
just
some passes,
I want Mac to
turnovers. Yeah.
just like stick it to some people, and if it doesn't happen, fine. As long as we're winning, I don't care. So um, it doesn't makes no difference as far as that goes. But yeah, the offensive line was trash today. Um, Still got it done. But you know what? This is gonna sound weird, but it was uh, it was good watching him get hit and watching him take those hits
Get back
and
up.
the
Yeah.
fumble and stuff like that because we know that story, that legendary story about um, Giovanni Carmazzi, when he was drafted to the 49ers and in that preseason game when we played them, that one game destroyed him, and he never got it back. Like it was just gone. Like he was forever completely transformed, and that can happen. And the guy can go one way or the other. And Mac has clearly handled it. He's weathered it now. Okay, so we're 2 games in. He's made mistakes in both, and you saw him. You saw his attitude. You saw how he's speaking. It's He's good. He's good. We're good. Uh, Okay, let me revisit the super chat real quick. So I'm going to read it one more time. John Tomashavas is $5 super chat. He says, "Do you see the Bucs announcer talk about Arians implying that Tampa Bay's struggles last year was because Tom hadn't bought into Bruce's liable system?" So yes, that was completely idiotic, um, and that is just more of the same. They're trying to discount whatever Tom does, basically. Um, Here's my opinion on this. Can Tampa Bay ever put 2 good halves together? This is coaching. This is coaching. Again, I know I keep saying it every week, but this is coaching. This is what this is about. This team, that's what's so scary about it, okay? They don't have their discipline is garbage, okay? It really is. They're all over the place. Like sometimes they're spaced out.
That second half was so confusing to me because they didn't really score that much. And I mean, except for the 2 pick sixes in a minute. But other than that, that second half was really, I don't know.
That,
But yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that Mike Evans pisses me off.
Even after he caught 2 touchdowns?
Yes, it doesn't matter. Like it just bugs me. He bugs me, and it's his attitude. Okay, so in the first half, when the Bucs are they're rolling, they're doing good and everything. There was a few miscues, and whose fault or whatever. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, and really look at it. But he's got this attitude problem, and he's on the sidelines talking and whatever. You don't see the other guys doing that. You don't see anybody else doing that. They just go back to the line, but he is just always pouting or something. And anytime a ball is up for grabs, if he's not wide open, he's in trouble. And he just doesn't seem to have much fight in him. As where Godwin, I don't like that Godwin drops the damn ball so much, but he does have fight in him. Godwin, it does. He does. He'll grind it out. And that's probably why he gets banged up so often. But Mike Evans, man, bugs me, and it's I can't get past it. So I don't know. Mr. A, what's up? Mr. A sends a $10 super chat. He says, I know at this moment right now that Matt Ryan's at home and the owner's calling him saying, explain to me, as much money as I'm paying you as a quarterback to win games, why can't you defeat Tom Brady? A lot of owners are having that conversation with their quarterback, okay? But I'm
You
glad you.
have
Go
you
ahead.
noticed? Have you noticed that? And this is again, it's not a slight at all, but I just noticed that there's a lot of stat padding going on with Tom Brady. Like he's
Oh, on purpose.
bypassing. Yes, yes. Like he's passing on the 2 yard line, the 1 yard
Yep.
line, both like that second touchdown, the Gronk. Like
Yes, I
that was
noticed.
a
I
little bit
noticed.
of, and I love
Yes.
it. I love it. I want him. I want
Yep.
him to get 70 touchdowns this year.
That's funny, dude.
And
I
I
noticed
think
that
that's
today. Yeah.
I just noticed that because it's like, yep, that one, and then the Mike Evans touchdown, the first one, that was another one, like the jump ball he had and the fake out. I really think that he's going the Manning route of what was it, 2013,
He, yeah,
15?
2013, and he wants that. He wants his record back. That's what he wants.
Yeah,
And that's that's it. And I noticed it too. I was like, there were times where I thought there was going to be a run. I mean, I'm certain, even the formation and everything. And I was like, they passed it, like the
yeah,
one to Gronk, for example. Uh, that's the one you're talking about, right? At the 2 yard line. So do you bring in
yes,
your
yes.
big, you bring in this massive uh, tight end, okay? You bring in this massive guy, right? And not tight end, a fullback. You bring this massive dude in. I mean, this is clearly a run, and he fakes it, throws it. I didn't even see it coming. I was just completely thrown off by it. And yeah, I thought, you know what? He wants this, man. He wants this. And
Yep.
after every touchdown, he's just like boom, boom, boom. Because
Hmm.
I don't blame him. Okay, so he
Yeah,
spent he paid his dues. He took he took for the team basically. He would run the ball when he has to. No questions
right.
asked. Didn't dispute it
Yeah,
ever.
he had no problem with it.
And it
But
just
now
shows
he
you
has the
he
opportunity to.
yes, he gets to be Peyton. He gets to be Peyton, and I love it. I love it. And
It's
good for
great.
him. I hope he stat whores the hell out of the whole league. Um, it's ridiculous.
And it's
Um,
like it's so obvious, like you can't avoid it. It's like, yeah. So I love it. I think it's great. It's kind of like, yeah, I am. So what? What are you gonna do about it?
exactly. Uh, I think he went. Well, no, I know he wants that record. It means something to him. He'll never admit it. He'll always say it's about the team and blah blah blah. But no, he wants it because this is what this is about. Tampa Bay is not just about uh, winning Super Bowl. It's about getting to sling the ball. That's the whole point. That's why you went there, right? I mean, you went
Yeah.
there to just have fun. It's like a retirement. It's everything he's doing right now is icing on the cake. But it also shows us, okay, check this out. It also shows us that if Tom Brady was on any other team, or not any other team, but a offensive-minded team like with the way Peyton was doing things and Drew Brees was doing things, he wouldn't have as many Super Bowls, but he would have how many MVPs? Like if Peyton got five, really? Come
Like,
on, he got.
yeah, the regular season MVPs and awards, offensive player of the years.
It's just ridiculous. He got three. He got three playing for Belichick. Belichick slash Parcells mentality. You don't win three MVPs playing under that kind of way of thinking because
Offensive regime.
it's about
Yeah.
not being selfish at all. It's about whatever it takes to win. And now they're just throwing the
Pat,
ball whenever they have to.
yeah.
It's just
Pass to the open man. That's their philosophy. And
that's it.
here it's I'm passing and I don't care.
Twice says Evans was the only receiver today to catch touchdowns that hadn't already, so he didn't even have one. Oh yeah, he didn't have one last week. Okay, it looks like the Baltimore KC game just started, and just watch. Here's what's gonna
And they
happen.
just oh
Baltimore,
well you don't know
Balti-
what happened just now.
Baltimore is is going to completely crumble under the mystique of Kansas
You
City, like
you
everyone
you
does.
you predicted right. That's all I'll say.
Oh, based on that, the turnover's coming.
You predicted
Oh,
correct.
Jesus Christ.
See?
Really? A pick six to that defense? Really?
See?
What?
And I'm
Dude,
so
they didn't even.
and I'm really pissed because I think I think I don't want to use the word figured out, but I don't know. Lamar, I don't know. I think he's getting downgraded this year because to me, like Mark Andrews is your best tight end. I'm biased because he's on my fantasy team. He hasn't done anything for the last 2 weeks. I don't understand what's going on. Like he's not doing what he did in the last couple of years.
No, it's not. They're not the same. Did they just mix it? Oh, almost missed the extra point. Okay. Jesus. So, as if you don't need to give Kansas City anything, you just gave their defense, the weakness, their weakness. You gave them a pick six. I mean, idiots. All right. Come on, Lamar. Donnie, take a pick. 1313 since a $10 super chat. He says, "Hi guys, got an unrelated question. When Brady came out halfway through the Detroit game last year, uh, does your formula account for that?" No. I'm assuming you mean, does it matter on um, like count against them or something like that? No, because basically the formula only takes into account one quarterback per team, and whoever the quarterback is that has the most playing time and the most stats that year is the representative of that team. And so no matter what, Tom is the representative for the Bucs, and so only his stats will apply, and it won't count against him because whatever reason he's coming out of the game, he's not putting up stats either way, so it's just zeroed out. It doesn't have any effect. So good question though. John Thomas Chavez is another super chat. He says, "Will Tyrod Taylor ever catch a break?" I don't know. I know, right? I mean, it's not funny, but it's just, damn, dude. I, I just,
He's
I, I want to
it's
say
not yeah, it
this.
isn't like
Go ahead.
I I don't want maybe it's kind of like the RG3 terminology. Maybe his bodies just can't hold up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible actually. Um, but I just have to say that Matt Ryan is completely alone in Atlanta. All right, that dude. I mean, how many missed assignments? How many missed blocks were done? And those guys were in his face. He had nothing. I mean, he has Calvin Ridley. That's it. And if he can't get it to
Where's
Calvin Ridley,
what's going on with Kyle Pitts? Like I know he had that long pass last week, but
nothing today. And then um, it's just, it reminds me, it's just like he's out there on a sinking ship. That's what it feels like. And he's fighting and he's just trying to survive.
yeah,
That's what I mean. He's out there slinging it. Last year, he was. We all know how bad the Falcons were, and last year he had all those losses on. But the formula still had him high in the rankings because his stats were so amazing. And remember, the stats aren't just volume stats. It's about who you play. It's about how well you do, and then you even get docked when you lose. So what are the Falcons doing? I mean, new coach. This guy, Arthur Smith's supposed to be this great, great, awesome guy and everything. But Just because you were a good coordinator does not mean you're a head coach. And I just see more of the same with Atlanta. I know we're not here to talk about Atlanta, but they were the opponent. But
I just feel, yeah, I feel so bad for the guy because it's like,
he's a good
man,
quarterback, dude. He's a good
yeah,
quarterback.
he's got skills. I just, I don't know, just bad luck. And
A Ravens fan. Go ahead.
but we can't not acknowledge that they almost, like, they, if it wasn't for, Brady and the Bucs actually doing something in the second half, the Falcons were getting in there, so they were making it close. So
They got within 3, and I was like,
yeah,
really? Is this really happening? And that was Matt making things happen. And then he had that pick six on a tip ball. The second pick six was a guy who completely missed his blocking assignment. You freaking idiot! All right, and you let this guy get right in Matt's face, and he has nowhere to go and nothing. That's on you, man. It's not on. That wasn't on Matt. Our Ravens fan here, Elliot, sends a $2 super chat, and he says it's going to be a really long night. Oh, great! What happened now? Okay, God. Yeah, it must be if you're saying that. See it twice since the $5 super chat. Oh my God. Did he just fumble it into his own guy and then into the end zone? Okay.
yeah.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Oh, where is Mark Andrews? For God's sake.
See it twice since the $5 super chat. He says, where does Matt Ryan rank amongst the most wasted quarterbacks of all time? The VAS formula must tell us. Well, there's a way we could input that. I do think it's a good idea eventually to put in all the best quarterbacks of all time and then see what the formula says about them. That would be very interesting, and we could answer that question actually. That's a good super chat. I think Matthew Stafford will rank somewhere there, but he's not as good as Matt Ryan though. But talk about Detroit and wasted talent, right? Donnie, take a pick 1313 since a $10 super chat. Wow, he says just wanted to add a chuckle to the show. Aaron went on Pat McAfee's show and said he threw an interception because of a double nut shot. I said, impossible. Aaron has no nuts. And then he puts a Chris Sims, the Chris Sims icon that we have here. Marcus 415 just joined the Empire. Thank you so much, Marcus. Really appreciate it, man. What Donnie's referring to is that Aaron Rodgers did his interview on Pat McAfee where he got his butt licked for half an hour. And everyone in the comment section on YouTube was like, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers is such a stand-up guy. He has a terrible game, and he goes on and faces the music on Pat McAfee's show. He could have skipped the interview. I'm like, faces the music? I said, Pat McAfee is like worships Aaron, and one of his best friends is AJ Hawk, who is the co-host. What music is he facing? How about he faces the pissed off Green Bay media? How about that? No, he won't do that. He won't call any kind of radio show or any kind of morning zoo shock jock of some sort that I don't even know if Green Bay has that. But if they do, let's have him do that and then face the music that way. Come on, man. That is literally like, it's just let's say we were best friend with an NFL player and he had a bad game and he comes on our show. It's like, I mean, are we really going to like tear his ass up? No.
No, yeah, we're not going to say you were terrible.
Come on. It's just idiot. It was ridiculous. It was the way these fans are, the way they. It's like, I don't even say that about Brady. Okay, I don't even say that about him when he does interviews and stuff. I just don't come up with stupid crap like that. I don't even think about it. But they have to find any little thing to make Aaron look good. But then he has a terrible game. Instead of owning up to it, he blames one interception on getting hit in the nuts. Well, wear a cup, dude. I did combat sports when I was young. I played hockey. I played football, all kinds of different sports. You always wear a cup, dude. So, yeah, I don't know what your deal is. So,
Did they just cheer for the Jets? I don't know.
it looks like another Ryan is back on Baltimore. Boy, he gets around the league, doesn't he? But yeah, that was ridiculous. What the way the fans were talking about Aaron, like he was so brave. Oh, he's so brave. Oh, see, everyone's brave now. Like you're so brave. It's come on, you make me puke. Really?
I want to see you be brave.
So so earlier, when you were talking, when you said you didn't want to
Wait,
say,
should I turn my TV off? Because I don't want you to get copyrighted. Because the game's in the background.
I think it's at a weird angle. I don't think it would have done it by now if it was going to catch it.
Oh, okay.
But earlier you were saying that you don't want to say that he was figured out. And someone commented here, were you talking about Lamar or Patrick?
Lamar.
You're talking about Lamar. Okay.
Right. I'm not saying that he was figured out. I'm just saying that, you know, it
You
just
were
he
you
just
were kind
seems
of wondering.
yeah, he just seems different than he has. I don't know if he has enough confidence from this year till last year, the last 2 years that I've seen him play. It's like that offense was just boom, 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 boom. But the last 2 games, it's like it seems lethargic.
Yeah, well, it's the same old, same old. If you can't pass in this league, you're gonna have trouble. And I don't know what happened. He couldn't throw a pass his first year. He comes back his second year and he wins MVP. He can throw the ball, and now it's like, what happened? So the only thing I could think of, um, and from just observation, is he just doesn't have maybe the right guys around him, and that's maybe it. Uh, but be honest with you, I'd have to really take a closer look at Baltimore, and I really haven't. Um, but yeah, going back to someone's comment that said wasted quarterback. Um, well, there's two types of wasted. Is there wasted where the team wastes that quarterback's talent, or is there wasted where the quarterback himself wasted his own? Because if we're talking about wasted his own, Dan Marino is by far the number one.
Ugh.
Because Dan Marino, a lot of his stuff was self-inflicted. A lot of stat whoring, I mean, he's great, but a lot of stat whoring, a lot of selfishness, a lot of ego, and he didn't do himself any favors. But as far as a team wasting a player, Matt Ryan probably will go down as one of them.
He's, yeah,
Not the
he's up
most,
there.
but one of them, because he did get an MVP and all that, so he's probably not the worst. But um, as far as a team, an actual team, because they got to the Super Bowl and all that. But Dan Marino, on the other hand, as far as wasting yourself, that dude should have a lot of rings. I mean, you have no excuses, right? You had Don Shula as your head coach. You had the defensive head coach, and you on offense. That's the formula you want, right? That's the formula you're looking for if you can get it. Is a great defensive mind on as the head coach, and you handle the offense as a great quarterback.
Yeah.
And we've seen that work, and see how well it can work. But they didn't get it done. So
Right. And another team who I thought had wasted their quarterback is the Colts. Andrew Luck. They wasted his talents. They didn't protect them well enough. They didn't uh, get him the pieces that he. I mean, he had some pieces. He had Reggie Wayne and all that, but I mean, not enough clearly. But mostly, really, was offensive line protecting him.
He's a really good one. How high would he rank up there? Because that dude should be a Hall of
Playing right
Famer.
now.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
he should be playing right now, breaking records and all that. So I think we would have met him in the Super Bowl eventually. So uh, as far as the I say I can't help it. Tom. I don't know
Oh
when I
wait,
picture
you
Tom
mean
and
the
Gronk, I say
AFC?
we.
Oh, are you talking about?
No,
Are
but
you
the
talking about?
Bucks, the Bucks,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I think either they would have met by now last year, or they would eventually. So, but
Ugh.
it's still hard for my mind to separate that Tom is not New England. It's just weird. Like it just comes out like out of the back of your mind somewhere. But I don't know if anybody can really if a team is unorthodox enough to do something about the Chiefs, why not Baltimore, right? They are one of those. Baltimore is one of those weird teams that can kind of mess with them a little bit. Their arrogance offends me. I'm offended. I'm offended. You hear that? Whatever. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
I spoke too soon.
I didn't
And
want to
by the
say
way,
anything.
I do not like the number transition, the number change. It bugs me.
Yeah, it
I don't
is
like it.
weird.
It's ridiculous.
Today, when I saw Josh Uche, I was like, "Oh, is that?" I keep forgetting that's not an offensive player. It's like
Yes, exactly.
it's jarring.
It's just it's
Matthew Judon is
unnecessary.
another one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Judon was out there wearing 8, I think, and
or two.
or 2 or something. Yeah, and it's just what the hell? It looks so weird.
Oh no,
Why
nine,
did they
nine.
even
Sorry,
change? Why
Judon's
did they even
9.
change it? It's just there was no point to it. Just like there's no point to add a game. I mean, it's just stop messing with the system. Everything is working. Everything
Oh,
is
and
exactly the way it should be.
speaking of messing with the system, the taunting rule is bullshit. I hate it so much. It it ruins the game. Today, the Bucs had a penalty, I believe, which I don't know if it negated a touchdown or it went when it wasn't far enough, but it just deflates the balloon. Like the energy in the stadium goes away. It's so bad. Like why do we have a taunting penalty? Like I don't watch the game to see who is nice to each other. I'm watching the game to see who is the best team. I'm not trying to see who's less mean.
Right. I, the level of uh, the amount of energy they put on one thing, the emphasis they put on one thing, and then they completely ignore something else is mind-boggling. It's like really. Um, I mean, we
Yeah.
can go to the most egregious. You suspend Tom Brady for 4 games for something that didn't happen,
Oh,
but someone can be on steroids or beat their wife or whatever, and
or
okay,
rape somebody.
or rape somebody, and
That's
it's just like,
equivalent.
come on,
That's
man.
equivalent.
And like I said earlier at the beginning of the show, you care about player safety, but you add another regular season game. Oh, that's smart. And then you add another seed into the playoffs, which is more teams and more. So
And then you don't add
yeah,
another bye. So it's only one bye.
you don't exactly, you don't give another bye. It's just come on, what is this? So I think they're just I think there's just a bunch of idiots sitting in a room and just coming up with stuff. And
And really they're just
um,
old. They're all old and they're all the same. They're old, white. They don't they feel like they know the whole world because they're rich and they're in their bubble, but they don't.
Well, they feel like they
Everybody,
own the whole world. But
well, yeah, and
yeah,
some of them do, quite frankly,
yeah,
but
that's true. But it's just their mentality is so ridiculous. Part of the game, part of the gamesmanship is the mind game, the taunting. Okay, and
right.
there's a level of that it's
Remember
part of the
when?
game itself.
Remember
So
when I don't know who the Bucs player was in the Super Bowl who did the peace sign to Tyreek Hill?
yes,
That's
yes,
funny. I like that. But that's something that they'll flag.
and that's the thing. Tyreek Hill did that to him
Yeah.
in the regular season, and all of a sudden, and Tony Romo, I think it was it Tony. Yeah, I think it was Tony Romo was saying, "Oh, that's uncalled for. He shouldn't do that." No mention of the fact that Tyreek Hill does that to everybody and did it to that exact player just a few weeks earlier. And okay, whatever, man. And I never was it's just like if if you don't want him scoring a touchdown, knock him on his ass. Stop him.
I know
And
I
they did
wouldn't
that.
want to be I know I wouldn't want to know if what if that taunting rule was around when Randy Moss pulled his pants down imaginarily in Green Bay. How many penalties would that be?
You know, it's because everyone gets a trophy. Yeah. Yeah, and if you get a second taunting, you're going to get kicked out of the game. Yeah, so Luke R says, so you've never thought to yourself, imagine how much better football would be if players shook hands after every play.
Yeah, if they had a whole like Shakespeare soliloquy. Oh, I'm sorry for hitting you, sir. I apologize. Here, let me help you up.
Dude, I don't even like it when I see the opposing players talking before the game. That bothers me. I don't like it. I'm like, you know what? This is for the fans. This stuff is real, and I get it. You guys know each other and stuff. Can't you do that afterwards? I mean, you're
Right,
like
but
warming up, and you're all like chummy and stuff.
yeah,
Come on,
right.
dude.
Right. I have no problem with the sharing, when they share the jerseys or they
Yeah,
swap each
yeah,
other's
yeah,
jerseys.
yeah.
Like I
Because
have no
it's
problem
over.
after the game, but before the game, no.
It just I don't know. It bothers me. We have a $5 super chat from See It Twice. He says, crawling into a foxhole is a basket of kittens compared to going on the Pat McAfee show to talk with your friends about your rough day. Hashtag brave and beautiful. And that's the thing about Pat's show is that I used to like it, but it's kind of like he kisses everyone's ass so hard, you know?
You're
And
so wonderful. Oh my God, you're so great.
he tries too hard to be liked. He wants to be liked so badly. He's afraid to have anyone mad at him or anyone not like him for any reason. And I hope AJ Hawk eventually chokes on that cigar. I really do. Like, eventually, I just want him to just. I mean, dude, he sits there and he watches himself smoke it. And Pat's talking. And, hey, AJ, what do you think? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he's so in love with watching himself smoke it. Come on, man. Really? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. I turned 41 on Sunday.
That's not old.
Yeah. So crap.
Hey, plug this computer.
Donnie says Breeze was interviewed on the Dan Patrick show and was asked if Brady is the best quarterback ever. He said it was unfair. He said it was an unfair question, and then says every quarterback has his strengths and era, etc. Sounds like
But they
Joe.
were in the same era. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh. Well, we do know that Drew Brees is a flip flopper, so whatever. But now, now he's a part of the media. He's on NBC, so he's sold his soul basically. See, something happens to you when you become part of the regime media. I don't call it mainstream media anymore. I call it regime media. But you're no longer human. You no longer have a soul. You become something. Have you
You're a,
noticed that?
you're a
Like
slave. I
it's
mean,
just
a slave to the. Well, in his case, the peacock
yeah,
or
it's
the eye
disgusting.
or the fox. Yeah.
Something really bad happens to you, and when you become part of that. Who cares about my age? Uh, I don't know. I was making a joke that I'm bothered by things now, so maybe I'm becoming an old biddy. So.
Yeah, I think I'm resigned. I think Brady's playing forever. I don't think he's ever retiring. I think he's playing forever. And because what's the point of? I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, he's 44 and this and that." Yeah, his age doesn't matter. You don't need to bring up his age because it's immortal now.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's ridiculous. Um, Donnie says I called him Nick wrong ages
Not
ago,
another
and Dan
one.
Patrick co-opted it. And tell me no one watches VA Sports. Really, Dan Patrick calls Nick right, Nick wrong now? Is that true? Wow.
That's kind of an easy one.
But it is pretty easy actually. So yeah, I watched
See,
Dallas
now if
versus LA.
somebody called Chris Sims a douche and it wasn't us,
Yeah,
then yeah.
yeah. Brady was to go after Super Bowl 48. Um, Super Bowl 49, you mean? You're referring to Seattle? Probably. I'm sure you're referring to Seattle. Um, yeah, Israel. I saw your Cowboys versus the Rams. I mean, not the Rams, the Chargers. Um, that's a good win. That's a real good win. I figured you'd be happy about it. Uh, I told you. I know it's just early, but Dallas is, as long as they've got their quarterback, they can be a good team. And just
Lamar just
last
threw
year,
another pick.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I think something's going on.
Can we get Joe Flacco in here? I know Joe Flacco sucks. Milena just had to remind me that Joe Flacco sucks. Thank you. It's a thing. Yes, it's a thing. It's been going on for years. Joe Flacco sucks. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. It's like anytime somebody plays Kansas City, they completely lose their wits and they stop doing what they do. And the only people who seem to be who they are is New England and Tom. That's it. Because even when we lost to them, we were still ourselves. We were still us. Like things we would lose. Maybe they were better that day or whatever. But we still played our game. We didn't completely collapse and fold and start acting like idiots. But everybody else seems to just completely collapse underneath them, and it's just so weird. It's actually pretty obnoxious. So, speaking of Nick Wrong, See it twice. So speaking of Nick wrong, what is he smoking saying Baker Mayfield is better than Derek Carr? Carr is way better than Mayfield. He actually said that? Yeah, well, it's Romo. I mean, okay, I know why. So just like in political media, the media has people they prop up and people they select. In sports, they do it too. Baker Mayfield is a guy they're trying to make happen, right? They're trying to they need the new push, the new young quarterbacks. They're trying to make him happen with Mahomes and Lamar and all these guys. Derek Carr is not part of that agenda. He's in no man's land right now. He's actually he's kind of like Russell Wilson. He's in that middle area where he's too old now to be considered. They're too old to be considered part of the new faces of the NFL, and so they've never been the chosen ones. And that's basically what the deal is, I think. And so Derek Carr is never going to get any kind of props in that regard. But they're going to make these young guys. They're going to stick to it no matter what. And they're going to just keep trying to make that happen. I honestly think if there's a handful of quarterbacks that are not even top 10 quarterbacks, I think beat the Chiefs in the playoffs or now. And I'm not even saying that it was all Baker's fault, but I just think that a certain kind of quarterback can have an effect on his team, the mentality of everybody, offense and defense. And I've just begun to question whether or not Baker is the guy that everyone thinks he's going to be. So I don't even have anything against him or nothing like that. It's just I'm sick of watching the Browns collapse when it gets mentally tough. And you've got, come on, we give the quarterback credit for everything. We have to actually blame them. When you have this many collapses, you got to start saying, hey, what's the deal? So. Man, Donnie's on fire tonight. Donnie sends a $10 super chat and says, please tell defensive backs to look for the ball instead of watching the receiver. And Pat Mahomes doesn't make those Hail Mary off-target long balls to Tyreek. I know. It's infuriating. Oh! They just nailed Mahomes. Wow. Maybe they can get a safety. Come on, Baltimore. Be the Ravens. Be the Ravens that we know. Do it for Elliott. Do it for the Raven family outside in my tree. By the way, did Jack the Squirrel come here today? Did he show up? Oh, he's already came? Okay. I have the squirrel who comes here every day at the same time. We give him walnuts and water. So, it's ridiculous. I think you muted yourself there, buddy.
Oh, I think he wants to be a part of the family.
I think he does too. He walks up in front of the door and he just kind of stands up like this, puts his hands out like this. He's like, "Hey, hey, hey!" Until we come out. I'm trying to get him to use a bell, to ring a bell, ding, 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 let us know he's here so we can hear him. I'm training him. We'll see. But I have a family of ravens. I'm sure you guys probably remember that. I have a family of ravens that live out here in this tree. And do it for the Ravens. Come on, Baltimore. Ozymandias says, what does your system say about how smug Skip Bayless will be on Monday morning according to the smug-o-meter? Oh, he's going to be insufferable. The Cowboys win. Dak didn't Dak score the winning score? Or the tying score that ended up becoming the winning, or to get them the win. And then of course Tom, ridiculous, 5 touchdowns, not a lot of yardage though. 276. It's not too bad, but you would expect more by what you saw. And Tom missed a few throws today. Actually, it could have been a lot worse for
Yeah.
Atlanta. It could have been a lot worse. That's what's so freaking weird about it and scary is that they a lot of times they're undisciplined. A lot of times there's bad, like a missed throw or miscommunication or missed assignment or something. And if those things were just tightened up, I mean, it would be frightening how good this team would be. So, but that's what's
And
going to
it
hold them
just,
back.
yeah, and it just goes to show that Brady and to an extent wrong, they're elevating this team to heights that I don't think they could ever be seen if they weren't there.
They're totally carrying them, like not carrying them, but just it's obvious. It's obvious that the
Yeah.
Patriot way has been, is part of the mind as far as like this is what we're going to do. This is how we do it. It's not. It's never going to be the
Because
complete
yeah,
because,
because you can
but
tell. Yeah, you can tell today. The rest of the players don't really. They still haven't really adapted too much. But it's like they Brady and Gronk like they force it onto them. Like if you're not going to do it this way, then we're going to drag you kicking and screaming.
exactly, and that's what happens too. Like if guys start screwing up, what does Tom do? He goes back to Gronk,
Yeah.
and they're all like, "Oh,
He's the
crap."
only reliable guy. Reliable as in, I know Gronk's gonna be there. Like that's probably what Brady's thinking. Like I know he's gonna be there. Like all these other guys, yeah, if you're there, cool. But
And if they just see that, and then they got to step up their game if they want a part of that. If you want some of the power tip, you got to make it happen, and that's what's happening there. So yeah, I don't think the Raiders have won a playoff game in a long time actually. All right, cool. Um, Anything else you want to talk about, Shaq, or do you want to get off
no,
here and
I
watch
think
the game? So
yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea because this game is pretty interesting. So I think that's about it. Yeah.
all right,
It
cool.
was another great week though.
Yeah, uh, we won on both sides. That always feels good. And uh, Addie won today, and Israel won today, and uh, the 49ers won. So I'm sure. Um, my God, why did his name just fall out of my head?
Who's that?
The 49ers fan.
Oh, Raphael.
What the hell? What the hell? Why is this happening? Raphael Hagoy, I'm sure he's happy. So, like a lot of us won today. Elliot, I hope you're on that winning side. Tiffany, I'm sorry your Falcons got beat, but you get it, right? And Seattle lost today. Seattle, what the hell? Okay, so Russell Wilson. Okay, what Russell Wilson's doing his usual Russell Wilson. The I'm
The
going
long
to
passes,
I'm going to be
not
MVP.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to be MVP for the first 7 weeks. And then everything just goes to crap, and he's on that trajectory, but they still lost anyway. Whatever. And could someone please, if any of you guys are like millionaires, if one of y'all happen to be a millionaire, could you hire someone to sneak up to Derrick Henry with a pair of scissors and cut his hair off, please? It looks like a giant turd sticking out of his helmet. It's disgusting.
Well, I'm not going to be the one to ask him because he'll just stiff arm you.
That's why you got to sneak up. Maybe you hang from a tree upside down. Maybe somebody will try to stop him, pull on it, and it'll just come off. That'd be crazy. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight and your super chats and everything. And we really appreciate it. And have a good night,
And
guys. Thank you.
enjoy the rest of the game.
Later.